What is up, everyone? So today we're replacing the rear tire strut because we're getting some noise in the back. We're going to do this quick install and go over why you might need to change yours and some of the symptoms that may happen for you to realize that you need to replace that before it goes bad. Okay, so let's get into this video and see what it's all about. So the rear strut that I'm replacing is for a 2015 Hyundai Sonata, but this concept isn't just for a Hyundai Sonata, it's for most of your vehicles that have a rear strut that looks like this, you know, something similar. And we'll just install it and I'll show you how. Okay, but what causes this is road noise. So you'll hear like a vibration in your vehicle and you'll feel it. Okay, also another thing is if you're driving and you had someone driving next to you, you could see this tire bouncing, or the front tire, whatever strut is bad, it'll start bouncing more than usual compared to the opposite side. So if they're driving right behind you, you should see the tire jump. Another indication that it's going bad is uneven tread wear. So if you look right here, there's a flat spot here and there's a ridge up here on this. So you can see the uneven tread wear on the tire. And what's happening is it's because it's bouncing and it's not evenly wearing your tire. And since this is a rear tire and it hasn't been swapped to the front, it shouldn't have any wear on the sides or any of that because it's not turning and cornering. All right, so the first thing we need to do is chalk the front so your vehicle doesn't roll. Okay, and then you need to jack it up from the rear on one of these side pieces here where your normal scissor jack will go. Okay, and then you remove the wheel, and then you'll see where your shock is and what style to pick up. Keep in mind, I ordered these from AutoZone or Kragen, or Riley it is now, but yeah, so one of those stores, you pick up one of these, make sure it's the proper bottom piece, because I ordered these on Amazon and they said it will fit this vehicle, but instead of having this piece here, it had a flat and another flat that came out, which is not what this vehicle requires. So just because it says it online doesn't mean it's correct. So just make sure you match it up with the current one you have here before you buy these. If you still can't find it, you can always buy OEM. So these are what I purchased, were the Monroes, only because it says made in USA. I stopped buying all those Chinese cheaper versions of certain things just because they go bad faster, and for a few more dollars you get a peace of mind of buying in the USA. Like I did when I did my truck, the front ball joint broke. I got numerous amounts of different ball joints from different manufacturers that were manufactured in different countries such as Mexico, Taiwan, China, and all of them were different. So if you can, go with something that's made in the USA so you don't have to deal with any of that stuff, or buy OEM. When you replace any of this stuff, like your struts, your brakes, any of this, you want to replace it in pairs. So if you did the right side, you want to do the left side, just so you know they're evenly wearing. But as you can see up close here, you can see that this is super flat here, and then there's a lip right here. So you can see the lip here, and then this is super flat. And that's where we're getting our road noise and road vibrations from, because the tread's not perfectly round. You're getting these uneven wear patterns. Okay, another quick way to find out if this is a problem is take it to your tire shop, and then they should be able to check it and make sure that this is wearing. Okay, so that's some of the signs. And as you can see, you see where this wear bar is here, there's no wear here, and then there's wear here where it's flush. But look at this one, how deep it is. So it's wearing flat right here, and you can see it and feel it. Okay, so what you're gonna need to get this off is for this car in particular, is a 19 millimeter and a 14 millimeter socket. Okay, so the 19 will take off this one here. You leave this one alone. Okay, you take this one off where this is mounted, and then the 14's for those two up there. Okay, there's a nut on the other side of this, which is right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. Okay, you need to take that off, and then this piece comes out. But you want to support it with the jack so this spring doesn't come flying down. Okay, so you want to put a jack under here before you take everything apart. Just because this spring's under pressure, you know, you have it collapsed, and then you'll use the spring to kind of jack it back up with the jack to compress it again. You're going to need a 17 millimeter. So once this is all off, this whole thing, you need a 17 millimeter to take off this top nut, because you need to reuse this mounting surface. Okay, I recommend using an impact driver, just because to get this off you have to spin it really fast, or else this thing will spin inside of here. This one you could grab vice grips, lock it up here and hold it while you do it by hand. But the only issue is with the new one, it's going to want to spin as well. So you want to have an impact driver fast enough to kind of torque it down before this is able to spin. Okay, because these are nylock style nuts. Okay, so they grip and this whole shaft spins, and there's nowhere to grab it except for this top. Okay, another thing you can do is, since there's a flat here, you could use a wrench, tighten or loosen up the bolt and put a wrench here and hold it as well. The only issue is it's going to take you forever, just because you're sitting there wrenching it back and forth, and this is kind of recessed a little bit, so it's a little bit of struggle. It's easier to do it with the impact gun. If you don't have one, you can just use a wrench here and a wrench 17 millimeter around this one, and then just hold it here and just loosen this up as you go. Same thing for tightening it. Okay, but you have to reuse this boot. So this is what I mean by having two jacks. As you can see, one jack is holding it up right here, so I can raise or lower this as I need to get the new strut in, and then I can feather it up or down. Okay, and it's supporting everything so nothing flies out. The old one was easy to take out. The new one should be the same way, same process. Okay, so you want to double check to make sure it's the same length, of course. This one's compressed. All you need to do is, it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but pull down on this and cam this out, and then it will release it. Okay, and just slide that off because you don't need it. So to compare these two, to make sure that this one's bad, you just push down on it, and as you can see, I can push it down pretty easily with one hand. This one is a little bit stiffer to push down. So what it's doing is it's not allowing it to stabilize your tire as it's going down the road. Alright, so once you get out the old one, you put the new one in the same way the old one came out, and it should look like that. Okay, so you just reassemble everything the same way it came off. All it was two bolts up, the bolt going across, and that's it. And the two jacks, you could get away with one jack. Just put a block to hold this up, like one of those A-frame deals, the jack stands. Just at least hold the frame here so it doesn't collapse on you, and then you use your other jack to pump this up just to hold it in place. Okay, so that spring doesn't push this all the way down and fly out at you. But that's basically it. So I'm gonna get to reassembling the tire back on. Just remember, you may need a new tire since this one is out of round now. If it persists, the road noise persists, you're gonna need a new tire. But I'm gonna install it for now and get me down the road until I could get to the tire shop. But that's going to complete today's video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. If you want to see content like this and other content I'll be posting in the near future, consider subscribing. Until next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching.